joining us now. Max Stier, thank you very much for being with us. We wanted to talk about the transition and the awkwardness and the delay. And you can see by the president's body language and his rare exit again from the briefing room without taking questions since the election was called for Joe Biden, he is still not acknowledging himself this defeat. Max, of course, is the CEO of the for the Commission for the Partnership for Public Service. I should know that, the Nonpartisan Partnership for Public Service. Forgive me for that, Max. Let's talk about how much this has delayed the transition and what is the handicap for Joe Biden going in?
Certainly. And first of all, thank you so much, Andrea, for being such a important voice for knowledge information. And, you stated this exactly right. The president, frankly, the concession issue and the preparation for the transition are very separate matters. What's really important is that our Constitution says that a new president is sworn in on January 20th. That individual and the team that he puts together is responsible for dealing with all the issues you've been covering in the news, the pandemic, the economic consequences there from it, the issues around racial equality. Those are known challenges, and there'll be a bunch of unknown things as well. So transition is fundamentally about, can that team be ready on second one to manage all those issues in a $5 trillion, 4 million person organization? So really important that the GSA is permitted moving forward with the cooperation of the incumbent administration with the incoming Biden team. And that will mean they will have access to agencies so they know what's happening on the vaccine, that they'll also be able to have their personnel go through the difficult system. So all the announcements you're hearing right now, all those folks will need FBI investigations, agreements with the Office of Government Ethics. So all that work can now begin in earnest. And that's critically important to make sure that that team is ready to go on second one.
Do they need to have background checks, all of these people who are going in, and to be briefed and to have the access for the first time? Do they have to have a background check to get the intelligence they need?
So the law permits the transition team to actually get interim clearances before the election. The people who are going to need that classified information should have been cleared already so that they can have access to classified and confidential information. But to be in seat in permanent positions after the inauguration, they will need a permanent clearance and a full field investigation for the Senate confirmed members. The standards, I think, are really challenging. It's really an obstacle course to get into these jobs. It's again why starting really early is fundamental to having your team in place and being ready to go.
But as I understood it, they couldn't even get those interim clearances because there wasn't any permissible contact prior to the GSA decision last night.
So actually, and really importantly, and this was in the aftermath of the 9/11 attacks, there was an amendment made to the Transition Act that in 2004 that really permitted these interim clearances to take place. The GSA has actually been cooperating with the Biden team for quite some time. It's really only after the election that the real challenge took place. So the Biden team has had access to the interim clearances that they need to be able to access critical information here and now. Post-election, one would have hoped that you would have seen the decision to permit the next phase of transition cooperation to occur. But up until now, they actually have had quite a bit of cooperation, and they've been phenomenally well organized, starting really early with really strong leadership and preparing for this moment. They are now set back by a couple of weeks. It's a gigantic task in the ordinary course, made harder by having to do this virtually. The delay did not help, but they're very experienced people who have been investing a lot of energy early on to help make this work right, and we all have an interest in seeing it actually occur, because it's about our safety at the end of the day.
Now, there was an email from the chief of staff, from Mark Meadows, to the executive office staff on Monday, acknowledging the GSA had made this ascertainment and adding that unless specifically authorized, executive office of the president personnel are not permitted to speak directly with members of the transition team or the federal transition coordinator. What's that about?
So I can't answer exactly what's in Chief of Staff Meadows' head on that. I would say that more broadly, there's an MOU, a memorandum of understanding between the Biden transition effort and the administration about what processes need to be used in order to connect with agencies. It's so important that this be done in every way possible to enable the Biden team to get the information that they need. It's a phenomenally large job to run the agencies, to handle the problems that are on our doorsteps right now. So my hope would be, President Bush had directed his chief of staff, Josh Bolten, to make the outgoing Bush administration cooperation the best transition out that had ever been. My hope would be that after this ascertainment, the Trump administration would take a page from that book and do everything they can to help their successors succeed. Because again, we're all on the same plane together. We should all want to make sure that President-elect Biden and his crew is able to fly the plane for all of us in the safest possible way.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.